So now we're on to Chapter 6 out of 9. 69.
Oh, hi. So, how are you holding up? Because I'm a potato. Oh, good. My slow clap processor made it into this thing. So we have that. Since it doesn't look like we're going anywhere, well, we are going somewhere, alarmingly fast actually. But since we're not busy other than that, here's a couple of facts. He's not just a regular moron. He's the product of the greatest minds of a generation, working together with the express purpose of building the dumbest moron who ever lived. And you just put him in charge of the entire facility. Good, that's still working. Hey, just in case this pit isn't actually bottomless, do you think maybe you could unstrap one of those long fall boots of yours and shove me into it? Just remember to land on one foot.
I like how the strength of the potato falling down at high speeds is enough to break several planks of wood. It's like that potato could kill someone if it landed on their head. You ever just get? It's like shoot someone in the head with a potato gun, kill them instantly. But hey, I think Chapter 9, in all honesty, is my favorite chapter of the game because, you know, it's the part where, someone kills you. It's Cave Johnson, rising from the grave in order to stab you in the throat. The bird has taken her. She's been taken like that one guy's kids. My room is getting very uncomfortable because I turned off my fan in order to reduce the feedback on my mic. So it's getting pretty warm. I'll have to say it's uncomfortable. Oh yeah, I mentioned this in the beginning, but I suck at old aperture. Like, I'm just gonna put it out here. This might lengthen the Let's Play up a lot. So I can't remember where I placed these first few portals for the life of me. That's not it. That's not a portal surface. The stream is very delayed. Which right do you mean? Oh. Yeah, you see, the light makes it look like it's not actually white. So I end up just looking everywhere except for there. That, and like I said before, I am currently running on 2.5 hours of sleep. I have made many mistakes, and this is one of them. Weekends are now my time to attempt to ruin my sleep schedule as much as possible for some reason. I'm like, hey, this doesn't sound like a mistake. And then, it was a mistake. 1 second. Just now looked in Skype. It's like, you are good at lying, like when you promised you wouldn't spawn hundreds of Wheatleys. Yeah, I won't. Just, oh Jesus, my ears itch so bad. Let's see, what is my W key currently set to? Because I know for a fact that it is set to spawn at least something. And, oh, it's a Franken turret. That's not supposed to be there. I didn't do that. What, did I say Franken turret? I don't know what those are. Nope, that's not a spoiler. One thing I found myself doing a lot? Attempting to zoom in on the original Portal game, which does not have a zoom feature. I can hear that Franken turret that I spawned. That I should not have spawned. Boy, do I love old Aperture and how I just can't find any portal surfaces. I don't have SV cheats enabled, I just have a hotkey set to spawning Franken turrets, because why not? I think we're about to get a visit from our good friend. From our good friend Cave Johnson. You know, the guy that's gonna rise from his grave in order to stab you in the throat. I'm not lying about that. He legitimately rises from the grave because, you know, GLaDOS said she was gonna start trying to reanimate the dead. So she reanimates Cave Johnson, and he rises from the grave, and he stabs you in the throat. I kid you not, that's how the game ends. I can't believe Chell got stabbed in the throat by someone who may or may not be her own father. So you see this massive vault? What do you think is behind it? Because I'll have you know that is something big. Something real big. Really, really big. That's why it has to have such a big vault covering up, you know? Just huge. I'm a liar. It's a tiny door. You're gonna have to get used to me being a lying son of a bitch. Yeah, it's... When I say it has something really big behind it, and I'm lying, when it's actually really tiny. Maybe I am talking about Blake's penis. I'm gonna cut that out of the video when I upload it. So yeah, this is Old Aperture. It is heavily flooded. It has very nice music, though you can get very sick of it when you play through the Perpetual Testing Initiative, because people really enjoy using Old Aperture as a template, so you're gonna get real familiar with this music. And you're gonna hate it with a burning passion. She couldn't even open a locked door. I'm trying to remember where I'm supposed to go. It's not this direction. Isn't there a portal service I'm supposed to be opening somewhere? Yep. I love Old Aperture and how it's just false difficulty. Toss a portal there and die. So why not? Oh. Hi, I'm dumb. It's like my friends and I joke about how in like this little friend group that I'm in, I'm probably Wheatley, because I have the worst ideas when I'm really tired. Like not noticing that there is a door that is slightly ajar, and also Cave Johnson is here to stab me in the throat. Here he comes.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Amateur Science. Astronauts, war heroes.
That's J.K. Simmons, if you remember.
You're here because we want the best, and you are it. So, who's ready to make some science?
I am.
Now, you already met one another on the limo ride over, so let me introduce myself. I'm Cave Johnson. I own the place. That eager voice you heard is the lovely Carolyn, my assistant. Rest assured, she has transferred your honorarium to the charitable organization of your choice. Isn't that right, Carolyn?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
She's the backbone of this facility. Pretty as a postcard, too. Sorry, fellas. She's married. To science.
If you recognize the voice, it is J.K. Simmons, also known as the guy from Spider-Man. A single guy from Spider-Man, you know. And, Stanford Pines from Gravity Falls. And he's also the bad guy from Kung Fu Panda 3. If you've ever seen that movie.
There's 1,000 tests performed every day here in our enrichment spheres. I can't personally oversee every one of them, so these pre-recorded messages will cover any questions you might have and respond to any incidents that may occur in the course of your science adventure. Your test assignment will vary depending on the manner in which you have bent the world to your will. Those of you helping us test the repulsion gel today, just follow the blue line on the floor. Those of you who volunteered to be injected with praying mantis DNA, I've got some good news and some bad news. Bad news is we're postponing those tests indefinitely. Good news is we've got a much better test for you. Fighting an army of mantis men. Pick up a rifle and follow the yellow line. You'll know when the test starts.
Playing through Old Aperture makes me want to play through Portal Stories Mel, because that's where a very large part of J.K. Simmons is not the voice of Ash Ketchum. Gravity Falls is alright. It just has kind of a weird fandom. It's not as bad as it could possibly. It's not as bad as it could potentially be. But yeah. Isn't there a way where you can just... I've mentioned this like every single time I've played Portal, but surprisingly, this game does not end up with me getting vertigo, despite me being the kind of person that can get vertigo from this kind of thing. If anything, I'd probably get it if, like, it had, this says, this is not the way. It's not the way either.
They say great science is built on the shoulders of giants. Not here. At Aperture, we do all our science from scratch. No hand-holding.
The worst fandom is Undertale, to be honest. Though at the moment, I'm gonna have to say that certain parts of the Yeswood fandom is coming into a close second. It's like, oh, it can't be that bad. It's for a web animation. And I'm like, no. You don't understand. It's chased out half of the main cast. The other half is either just really distant or, like, you know, deceased. Yeah. Great fandom. I hate it. Give me a second. I'm, checking something. It's like the Yeswood fandom is half good, half bad, but like the good half is starting to like distance itself. Like I wasn't intending to distance myself in order to get back into Portal, but it just happened last weekend. I was like, hey, what if I drew Portal stuff? And now I'm like, hey, what if I drew only Portal stuff?
Alright, let's get started. This first test involves something the lab boys call repulsion gel. You're not part of the control group, by the way. You get the gel. Last poor son of a gun got blue paint. All joking aside, that did happen. Broke every bone in his legs. Tragic, but informative. Or so I'm...
You ever just forget a very crucial part of the test? Because I forgot where to get the cube from. I see the dropper. Oh, there it is.
informed me that I should not have mentioned the control group. They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here, I can talk about the control group all damn day.
Let's see.
For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too.
Did I just go the wrong way? Oh my god. I am very smart. Clearly. I guess I'm gonna have to, you know, go back through that test. There we go. This is not the way either. I am fantastic at doing things correctly. I suck. I could have just... Oh my god. Get out! Get out! Get out! Oh. I guess if I yell at it hard enough, it'll disintegrate. I almost jumped in there. That is the pit.
case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton. All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punch those numbers into my calculator, it makes a happy face. All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta.
I guess you could say I'm doing these tests as best as I can. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Kill me. Also, if you're curious about that noise earlier, I was slow clapping. That is a very easy to avoid death. And I died in that point. But the death is very easy to avoid.
Your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway. Ramps are expensive.
have I told you the last time I did that test, it took me like an entire hour to figure out old aperture,
There's a slight chance
folks.
the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
Vitrification is the same as petrification, I believe. It will petrify your frontal lobe, make it very hard like stone. We are in the 1950s.
Now, if you're part of control group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know. Because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast.
I'm gonna have to turn that off, aren't I? Yup.
Telling them, keep your pants on. All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So, word of advice, if you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business.